It's been a long time. We were in that dilemma to join each other. So yes, before we move further with our conversation, I want to know more about you. So introduce
Of course.
yourself.
Yep. Of course, ma'am. First of all, good afternoon, ma'am. And thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I've accepted my request. So I'm so privileged to having a conversation with you right now. Finally, we have connected right now. So now I'm going to talk about my introduction. So as you know that this is me Tawqir. I hail from Bihar, India, but nowadays I'm residing in Africa. I have completed my graduation from LNMU University, Darbhanga, Bihar. But nowadays I'm doing working at corporate company. And if I talk about my hobbies, so my hobbies are playing cricket and learning English. Simultaneously, I privilege to talk with a stranger person and Twitter speaker superior than me, like you. And I love to talk in English. I love to speak in English. And I would like to add you something in my introduction. I have recently started my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is English with Talkie, where I upload conversation videos. And when I started a YouTube channel, at that time I used to upload solo videos because at that time I didn't have knowledge about any application, how to interact with superior than me, how to interact, and how to make conversation videos. So that's the reason at that time I used to upload only solo videos. But nowadays I'm uploading conversation videos on my YouTube channel. So that's all about me, and thank you for listening carefully, man.
Okay, wonderful to know about you. So right now you are talking from Africa, right? Okay, okay. So how do you manage, right? I think you must be at your workplace. So how do you manage having these conversations at your workplace?
Yeah, because I'm very punctual of my time, whatever I get free time. So at that time I do practice, and I have a conversation with passenger person, and I'm very punctual to work on my time, on the time. So that's the reason I'm having a conversation with you right now.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Because I think we all should have this basic quality towards time, right? We should respect our time, not only our time, but we should respect each other's time. And if you're punctual, if you are diligent, and if you have certain work ethics, I think you are good to go. So you are already on the right track, Tawqir. So yes, do you have any questions, or we can
Of
have this
course.
random conversation? If you have specific questions, you can ask me.
First of all, I will like to tell you one thing, man. I have come across several of your videos. The first one, Roshan Escape. So when I watch conversation videos with him, so at that time, I got so many confidence. I learned so many things from that video. So at that day, I have decided, inshallah, I'll have a conversation video. If I have a conversation with you, so I learned so many things from you because you are speaking quite excellent, incredible, amazing, and you have a captivating voice. Whatever you communicate, whatever you narrate about any stuff, any topic, whatever you manifestation about any topic, it is quite productive. It is quite gainful for everyone who are want to learn this language, who are zeal to enhance their communication skills. And whatever you speak, it was it is a practically. You don't mention grammatically whatever you speak, but whatever you speak, it is practically. Just like you are talking in Hindi language, you are talking locally language. So that's the reason I have decided at that day. Inshallah, I will have a conversation with you, and I learned so many things from you, and I will upload my channel, and I will upload that videos on my YouTube channel. So that's the reason I have connected with you.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for your kind words of appreciation. And yes, the thing is why I tell certain tips and tricks which are practical, because in this time where we all have smartphones and we all are well aware of using social media platforms, we know how to do something. We watch so many videos related English language. So we already have that knowledge how to start learning this language. What are the tips and tricks, right? There are so many videos with new vocabulary words, But the thing is, we need to identify our level first, and we need to identify which thing or which trick works for you, right? So with some person, with some people, we feel connected. So yes, we try to imitate that person, we try to be like that person. So right, so that's why I always come with those strategies or those techniques which actually I have applied when I was initially, when I was learning this language. All the techniques which I applied, I used to apply. I just tell my learners about all these techniques. And second thing, learning a language is a lifelong process, right? We all know
Like,
it's not a matter of a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Sometimes it takes years, especially when you are not when you are not a native speaker, or when you belong to typical Hindi medium background or Bengali or Urdu, right? So yes, that's how I try to help all the people. And that's it. Okay, so Tokir, I want to know about your all those strategies which you are applying these days.
wow, that sound is really incredible. And this question is quite thrilling for me. So, why I started learning English and why I'm learning English? Because, if you have a communication skill, if you have a English knowledge, so you can interact with anyone, you can express your thought in front of you, and whatever you get chance, and you feel confident if you have English knowledge. And if you want to go abroad, if you want to get MNC company, if you want to get a prominent in your future, so you will get and you will acquire easily because you have
Hmm.
English knowledge. You can speak in English, so that's the reason I have started learning English. That's the reason I want to speak spontaneous, articulate, and flawlessly. And I want to speak. You can say fluently. After 6 months, 1 year, because nowadays I'm working. I'm hard working on it. So nowadays I'm
Hmm.
doing. I have been following. There are four crucial aspects: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But nowadays, I'm following there are two aspects. It is a quite, you can say, essential for everyone. Listening, watching, and practice. It is a
Hmm.
main part of learning this language. The more you practice, the more you better in English. The more you practice, the more you become in English. So practice is the key of success. Practice is the key of learning English. So nowadays I'm doing this kind of stuff I'm following to enhance my communication skills. And nowadays I'm looking forward to have a conversation with superior than me. Because if I have a conversation with superior than me, I
Hmm.
learn so many things from them. Because he has a good, they have a good at English. They speak quite incredible and practically whatever they speak, whatever they manifestation about any topic, any stuff. So nowadays I'm following this. These are steps.
Okay, okay. Huh, right. See, it's mandatory to engross yourself in that environment. So if we want to speak this language, we need to read, right? Some English stuff. We need to listen to those those audio clips, or we need to watch those video clips which are related with this language. So listening, reading, writing, and then speaking, all these four modules play crucial role. And you are doing a great job because you are following all these techniques. Sometimes what we do, we feed our brain with so much of content, right? We watch a lot of stuff, we listen to a lot of things, and we read so many things, so many books related with this
So much.
language, but we forget to speak up, right?
Right.
We don't have these kind of conversations. So until you come out of your shell and you have these kind of interactions, or we can say real life, right, everyday life conversation, until then you can't be that much confident until you take or you follow these steps, right? So don't just focus much on reading or only watching, right, only listening to some stuff. Try to have a conversation, So
We have to
initially,
implement this type of strategy.
initially, yes, initially, if you are not comfortable having a video conversation, you can go for an audio call, right? You
Okay.
can call to any customer care center where you can choose
Right.
your language, right? English, and you can have a conversation because there no one is going to judge you, right? And in
Yes.
this way. And I think if people judge you, you should not be bothered about these things that people are judging me, they are going to laugh at me because when we learn something, we are full of confusions. We don't know what to do exactly, where to go, where to start from. So initially, we all make mistakes, and it is perfectly fine. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. That's what I keep on telling each and everyone. Don't bother about other people's judgments. Don't be afraid of making mistakes because mistakes are integral part of learning. We can't erase mistakes, but yes, we have to make sure that we will not repeat our mistakes. So that's how this journey moves further.
Right. And would you like to allow me? So I'm going to talk about, I'm going to share my journey, which I'm following, which I followed to enhance my communication skills, and where I started, and how I started my learning English. So,
Yeah,
when I
sure.
started my learning English, yes,
Mm.
thank you, ma'am, thank you. So, I have been learning English since 4 and 5 months approximately. So at that day, I didn't have knowledge about English, how to learn English, and where to start, and how to do practice to learn this language, and how to do practice on audio calling. Because at that time I didn't have knowledge about any application. So
Mm.
at that time, I was totally immersed in learning this language, and I was totally passionate to enhance my communication aptitude and skills. I want to speak, good speaker. I want to speak same like, YouTuber speaker. So at that time, I saw one people. He had a good at English, and he speak quite incredible and amazing. So at that time, I fight from him, and I had decided if we can speak in English, if we can narrate their thought, so why not? I can't speak in English. I can learn this language. I can become in English. So at that time, I have decided learning this language. I had started learning this language, and at that time, I used to do practice on audio calling application. The first application, ma'am, Talkno application, where I started my journey on that application. So at that time, I used to do practice on audio calling application. At that time, I was using more than 5 applications to enhance my communication aptitude and skill. And after that, ma'am, whatever I interact with, whatever I can conversation with, Instagram people on audio calling application, at that time, I was totally confident. I can narrate my thought easily. I was feel confident. But what happens while I communicate with in front of people? While I interact with superior than me? At that time, I used to get feel hesitate, and I used to get feel, stuck and nervous. How to express my thought and how to reveal my thought, whatever comes in my mind. So at that time I decided if I interact with superior than me, if I interact with video calling, so I think I learn this language, and I will become in English. So that's the reason I have started on video calling application, and nowadays I have been using this application over the last 20 and 25 days. So
Mhm.
I'm gaining my communication aptitude day by day, and I'm enhancing my communication aptitude day by day. So it is quite productive for me, and also I'm getting confidence day by day. That's why I'm having a conversation with you right now.
Yes, yes, that's wonderful. Yes, when we practice regularly, right? When we are consistent with our practice, of course, we become more confident, right? I often say that confidence follows knowledge. So if you are knowledgeable, you will feel confident. You don't need to build that confidence out of your so much of efforts, right? So if you want to be confident, all you need to educate yourself to become more knowledgeable, right? So that's wonderful, Tawkir. Whatever you mentioned about your journey, it is truly inspirational for so many people who are waiting to take that very first step towards learning this language because just because of their hesitation, right? They don't take that step how to have a conversation with anyone, right? So I think we should keep this fear aside, and we should take that first step towards learning this language. So wonderful, Tawqir. And you are right now, I guess you are at your workplace, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So I think now I'd like to wrap this session up because I have one more session, right?
Okay.
So, but I was so focused, or I was so certain that I today I would have a session with Tokir, because due
Okay.
to just I was actually I wasn't doing well. That was the reason. I was suffering with cold and fever. So this was the reason that I was not able to
Okay.
give. And I waited for you twice also. I waited here and right. So you didn't join
Yes,
me.
ma'am. Yes, I remember that.
That's why it delayed. That's why it delayed. But yes, it was a nice interaction with you. I wish all the very best. Right. Keep practicing. Keep learning. You are doing amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for commendable. Thank you for encouragement me, and thank you for praise me, ma'am. And I would like to tell you one thing, ma'am. I have one quote for beginner for learning this language, who are wants to learn this language, who are want to enhance their communication skills. So can I share this quote?
You can.
Okay. 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 So I'm going to talk about. I'm going to share this quote because it is quite, effective for me, which I followed to enhance my communication skills. Ma'am, habit leads to discipline. Discipline leads to consistency. Consistency leads to growth. It means that if you have a punctual on your time, if you want to do anything, if you want to learn anything in your future, so you have to punctual, you have to determination, you have to curiosity, you have to immerse yourself, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to learn this language. So if you have to follow this, these are aspects. So my personally believe is that my personally experience is that you will be become in English. It's not a huge language. It's not a rocket science. It's a
Hmm.
just language. So, thank you, ma'am.
Well done. Well said. Well said. I am on board with whatever you said because it's just a language. It's not a rocket science that we can't do, right? So, very well said, Toki. It's just, it depends on your determination, how focused you are, how passionate you are, right? About learning this language. So, well said. And I enjoyed a lot having a wonderful
Thank you,
interaction
ma'am.
with you. So, best
Thank
of
you,
luck
ma'am.
and have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for delighted to meet you. It's my privilege to having a conversation videos. And would you like to share some thought for beginner or who are or those who are willing to learn this language? Because I want to upload this video on my YouTube channel, ma'am.
Okay, see, for beginners, what I often say that first you need to be determined enough, right? Make your mind that I'm going to learn this language. It will take time, right? It is not going to happen in no time because we all know that Rome wasn't built in a day. So be focused. And second thing, you need to be consistent with your practice. Okay, if you practice irregularly, then it is not going to be
Okay.
effective, right? So be punctual, be regular with your practice, right? And don't compare your journey with other people because we all have
Okay,
our
fine.
struggles, our own journeys, right? So focus on what you want to achieve and appreciate yourself, right? Don't be so harsh with yourself. Don't just say negative things to you. You are not able to do this, why you can't do this. So just be in that positive frame of mind,
Okay, okay.
right? And take those small steps, but on a regular basis, right? And learn uh, simple words. Initially, don't run after advanced English or idioms or phrases. Just try to stick to basic sentences and basic vocabulary words. And that's it. Just believe in yourself. That's what I want to say, right? You
Okay,
have
ma'am.
to believe in yourself. So be
Sure.
positive and practice regularly. Keep smiling, keep learning. That's it. It's just a
Okay, ma'am.
language.
Thank you. And yes, and I acknowledge your point, and I'm totally agree with your point. And thank you for your precious time, ma'am. Inshallah, we will catch up next time. Okay,
Sure.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you.